For years, the marriage of Ye-jin and Hyun had been seen as one of the rare real-life fairy tales of Korean entertainment. Two top stars, a global fandom, a wedding that felt like a scene from a movie, and a carefully protected family life away from the glare of cameras. But during a recent televised interview, the usually composed and elegant Ye-jin shocked the entire industry when she suddenly broke down in tears while speaking about her marriage. Her vulnerable moment silenced the studio, stunned viewers, and sent ripples of emotion throughout Kbiz. What was supposed to be a casual appearance quickly evolved into one of the most heartfelt revelations she had ever shared publicly. The interview began as usual, with Ye-jin answering questions about her projects, her return to acting, and her life after becoming a mother. Her bright smile and soft voice made everything seem perfectly stable, just as fans had always believed. But when the host carefully shifted the topic toward her married life with Hyun, something in her expression changed. Her smile faded slightly, her eyes softened, and she took a deeper breath as if preparing herself for a truth she had kept inside for too long. "Marriage is beautiful," she began quietly, "but it is not always as easy as people imagine, and sometimes it breaks you before it builds you again." The host, sensing the heaviness in her tone, gently asked what she meant. That was when her composure wavered for the first time. Ye-jin's voice trembled, her eyes glistened, and she tried to hold herself together. "There were moments," she said, pausing to wipe her tears, "when I wondered if I was doing enough. For him, for our family, for myself. People think we never fight, that we never feel tired, that our marriage is perfect. But we are human, and we've had our share of difficult days." The studio fell into complete silence. Even the cameras seemed to soften their focus as if respecting her vulnerability. She continued, her voice fragile but honest. "I struggled a lot after becoming a mother. I lost confidence, I felt overwhelmed, and I didn't always know how to communicate my feelings. There were days when I cried alone, afraid that I was disappointing the people I loved." The confession was raw, far from the polished image fans usually saw. She admitted that there were times when Hyun and she were emotionally distant, not because of a lack of love, but because they were trying to adapt to their new lives individually instead of together. "We didn't know how to ask for help from each other. We were both trying to be strong, but sometimes that only pushed us further apart." As her tears flowed more freely, she shared the moment that changed everything. "One night," she recalled, "after a particularly exhausting day, I broke down. I told him, 'I feel like I'm losing myself.' I'll never forget the look in his eyes. He didn't try to fix everything at once. He didn't lecture me. He just sat with me, held my hands, and said, 'You don't have to be strong all the time. Lean on me too.' And for the first time in a long while, I allowed myself to lean." Fans watching the broadcast later described this moment as one of the most intimate, grounding stories ever shared by a Korean star of her stature. Hyunbin's support, she said, became the turning point in their marriage. "He learned to listen more, and I learned to speak more," she said with a gentle, tearful smile. "We began talking honestly about our fears, our stress, our hopes. And we realized that love doesn't fade during difficult moments. It grows, if you let it." Her voice grew steadier as she continued. "We promised each other that we would face challenges together, not separately. And since then, we've become stronger. Not as actors, not as public figures, but as partners, as parents, as two people choosing each other every day." She also addressed the rumors and pressures that surround celebrity marriages, confessing that the public's expectations often created invisible burdens. "Sometimes I felt like I had to smile even when I was hurting. People only see our happy pictures, the glamorous parts, but not the arguments, the misunderstandings, or the nights when we stayed up talking until dawn to make things right." She paused before adding, "I'm sharing this today not because our marriage is broken, but because it is real. And I think that's something worth showing." Toward the end of the interview, Ye-jin offered a message that moved viewers to tears. "I hope people understand that love isn't perfect. It's not always calm, and it's not always kind. but it is worth fighting for. Hyunbin and I, we are okay. Better than before, stronger than before, and I'm grateful, so grateful, that we learned how to hold on instead of letting go. Her final words, spoken with sincerity and courage, resonated deeply. I cried today not because I'm unhappy, but because I'm finally at peace. The clip of her emotional confession spread like wildfire across Korea and beyond. Fans applauded her bravery, praising her for breaking the illusion of perfect celebrity marriages and showing the human heart behind the glamour. Industry colleagues called her honesty a rare kind of courage, while media outlets described the interview as the moment Kbiz fell silent. What touched people most was not the tears themselves, but the truth behind them, the truth that even the most admired couples face struggles, and that overcoming them requires empathy, communication, and unwavering commitment. By the time the interview ended, Ye-jin had given the world something more powerful than a headline. She had given them a reminder that real love is messy, challenging, transformative, and deeply human. And as she left the studio that day, smiling again with eyes still glistening, it was clear that her marriage with Hyun was not breaking. It was blooming anew, stronger and more sincere than ever before. In the hours following the broadcast, Hyun himself released a short written statement through his agency, something fans had not expected. In it, he addressed the emotional moment his wife had on air, offering his own perspective in a way that surprised even longtime followers. Watching Ye-jin speak so honestly reminded me of how much she has carried in silence, he wrote. She has always been strong, always considerate, always putting family first. I regret that I didn't see sooner how much pressure she felt. I'm grateful she opened her heart, not only to the public, but to me. We will continue to grow together. His message, simple yet deeply heartfelt, went viral within minutes. Many fans commented that this rare display of public's affection from the usually reserved actor felt like a love letter disguised as an official statement. Behind the scenes, staff members who were present at the interview revealed more touching details about the couple's dynamic. According to one staff member, Hyun had been waiting quietly backstage during Ye-jin's appearance, monitoring the interview from a small screen. When she began to cry, he reportedly stood up abruptly as if ready to step out just to comfort her. He kept whispering, "I hope she's okay. Please take care of her." The staff recalled, you could see the worry in his eyes. He wanted to be by her side, but he respected her space because he knew she wanted to share her truth on her own. After the recording ended, he immediately went to her, held her hands, and asked her if she was all right. Witnesses described their interaction as tender, quiet, and full of love. Even after years of marriage, the way they looked at each other still carried the warmth of a newlywed couple. The public reacted to Ye-jin's emotional honesty, not with criticism, but with overwhelming support. On forums and social media, thousands of fans shared their own experiences of marital struggles, saying her words made them feel seen and understood. "She made me realize I'm not alone," one viewer wrote. Another remarked, "Her tears were not weakness, they were courage." Even celebrities chimed in, praising her for speaking openly about topics often hidden behind perfect images: postpartum pressure, emotional burnout, and the fear of not being enough. Mental health specialists also joined the conversation, praising the couple for humanizing the realities of long-term relationships in a culture that often romanticizes perfection. Many said Ye-jin's raw vulnerability had started an important dialogue about emotional well-being in marriages, a topic often neglected in the spotlight-driven world of Kbiz. As days passed, the interview that once shocked the entire industry evolved into a symbol of strength and authenticity. Analysts noted that instead of damaging their reputation, Ye-jin's honest confession actually deepened the public's affection for the couple. They were no longer just glamorous icons. They were relatable, human, and profoundly sincere. The emotional storm that once raised concerns about their marriage now served as proof of their resilience. Insiders revealed that the couple planned to take a short family trip away from the city to rest and reconnect, something they had postponed for months.